1 in 8 Kiwi kids have eczema and 1 in 12 adults have it too. It's normally treated with topical or oral steroids. But what happens when you develop an addiction to them?
National correspondent Amanda Gillies spoke to one 31-year-old patient who's quit them but is now battling what's called topical steroid withdrawal.
She's being forced to move to Asia for 6 months for treatment because there are limited options here to help. Here's our latest Because It Matters story.
Grace Beebe calls herself Skinderella.
Where's the one of you when you first had your lip?
And this photo album tells the story of the skin problems that have long plagued her. She was just 8 when she was first diagnosed with eczema. The doctor prescribed a low-level steroid cream.
I think when it first started, I think I had it like inner elbows, behind the knees. I remember having it down my back and Mum would lie me on the bed after a shower, cover me in steroid creams, send me off to bed.
It was tough for a young girl. The eczema was visible, the school ground taunts audible.
I got teased a lot. Yep, me and my best friend at primary school, kids used to call us Eczema, like for eczema. Yeah, kids are really nice.
But she faced a bigger problem. The steroid cream would initially work, the eczema would disappear, but then after a few weeks it would return. So the doctor would prescribe a stronger topical cream.
Then eventually that stops working, so then go back to the doctor, and then it's oral steroids. And oral steroids are amazing. I've never had softer skin in my life. And so that combined with the topical creams, it was, yeah, the best probably 2 weeks ever, and then stops working.
This was a rinse and repeat cycle for more than 20 years, and every cycle ended with the eczema worse than it was before. So 3 years ago, after discovering she had topical steroid addiction, Grace quit all steroids, both topical and oral. But then she developed topical steroid withdrawal, or TSW, and it's been, in her words, horrific. She's had burning skin, crusting, oozing, nerve pain and inflamed redness. It impacts every aspect of her life in Papamoa, from sleep to exercise to work. She says showering can feel like acid on her skin.
It's like if you had a cut and then you went into the garage and you got yourself a bit of sandpaper and you rubbed the sandpaper on it for 5 minutes, and then you went into the fridge and you got hot sauce and put hot sauce on it, and then you went out to the tree and you got a lemon and you squeezed lemon in it. That's what it's like to have a shower.
TSW can last for years, but there's limited treatment here for it.
It's wrecked her life, honestly. This medication has wrecked her life.
At times it's left Grace suicidal.
I think the last 3 years it's been hell.
You're helpless, and I live an hour and a half away. I live an hour and a half away from Grace. So I get messages saying, "Mum, I can't do this anymore." And I think that's been the hardest, is when she's hitting rock bottom.
But Grace has just found hope in Thailand. A clinic there offers cold atmospheric plasma treatment, which kills bacteria and fungal infections and strengthens the skin. She says the success rate is impressive.
The results, everybody that they've had has had improvement.
So Grace and her mum are moving to Bangkok next month for 6 months for weekly treatments with an expert who says Grace should get 75% of her skin strength back.
He's going to nurse Grace through the whole treatment, and I just feel we've struggled to find anyone in New Zealand who recognises this condition and goes, "Right, I'm going to nurse you through this."
With no medical funding available, they are now raising money to get there, at least $20,000. But the cost of not doing it is so much higher. Diana has a simple message for other mums using topical steroids on their kids.
I just want people to know, to be aware. Don't put this stuff on. Use it really sparingly and then stop. Completely stop.
She now hopes her daughter, Skinderella, finally has a happy ending for her life album. Amanda Gillies, Newshub.